When I was in high school, my friend's dad told me a story about life. It went like this. One day, there was a lady who lived by the beach, and at one point there was a huge flood in her state, and her whole town flooded. She told herself, I know I am supposed to survive if I receive a sign from God. Later that day, she got a knock on her door, and it was the police telling her if she wanted to go, now would be the time, because the flood was going to get worse. She said no. She was waiting for a sign from God. The water started to get higher, and so she had to stay on her second floor. She then got a knock from her neighbor on her window. Her neighbor asked if she wanted to ride on their boat to get to safety. She said no. She was waiting for a sign from God. They left her and laughed on their way out. Then the water started to get higher, and she had to crawl onto her roof to avoid being drowned. In the middle of the night, a helicopter with rescue officers asked her if she wanted to crawl up and get on their helicopter to get to safety. But she said no. She was waiting for a sign from God, like always. Well, when the flood was over, the lady wasn't waiting for her sign from God anymore, because she had drowned and joined him in heaven. My friend's dad told me, you shouldn't assume what you want is what God wants, and don't overlook an outstretched hand just to seem high and mighty. This really got me thinking about my life. Was there anything in my life I had been overlooking that was a sign from God? And then I knew. I realized I needed to switch my major. It was a really hard decision because I loved what I was going to do. But God had equipped me with all these amazing skills that worked perfectly to teach children, like patience. So I called my school and switched my major. Everyone was so surprised because they knew that I would have done great at what I was going to do. Since then, I have had appreciated my college education more because I am doing what God wants. It hasn't always been easy. Like when a kid in my internship told me I was doing a bad job. That was really hard. But it is always so rewarding when I make a good lesson plan or know exactly what to say to my kids at my elementary school. This is a job I truly love and want to do for the rest of my life. It makes me really fulfilled. This is by Kylie Watson. All photos are property of stock images.